Good morning. Today I want to tell a story that I heard. Anybody wants to know where I heard it, write to me. But the story, the way I heard it, it's told like a joke, but it's really not. It was that there were two men speaking in a bar in Alaska. And one was an atheist and one was a believer. And I mean spiritual believer, not, religious necessarily, but just believing in a God in general. And so one was a believer and one was an atheist, and eventually the conversation came around to God, and the atheist said, well, I gave your God a chance to prove himself to me a while back, and he didn't, so there's no God. I know that there's no God. And the believer said, well, in what manner did you have him prove himself? And the guy said, well, I was lost about 20 miles out of town in a blizzard, and so, I knew I was going to die, so I got down on my knees and I said, okay, God, if you're there, show me the way back to town. And the believer said, well, obviously there's a God, you're here. And the guy says, oh no, some damned Eskimo came along and showed me the way back to town. Now, the way he then used this story was to explain that God, the universe, nature, whatever you would call your higher power in spirituality, the way that God works with us is through other people often. And so what he said was that he has learned to recognize Eskimos now when they come into his life. And he said it's also important to recognize when you are the Eskimo. So if that's not clear, please let me know, and I can explain further. I loved the story. It did a lot for me, and I've learned to recognize Eskimos, and hopefully I can be one for you or someone you love today. Thanks.